Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naranjaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatin Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Naschaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttamasloke Bhaktin Bhavadir Naisiti Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devagi Nandanaya Cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. Welcome all the devotees for the morning Srimad Bhagavatam discussion. Today we are going to discuss the continuation of yesterday. Yesterday we started the first canto, 18th chapter. Today we are going to see first canto, 18th chapter, text 2, 1:18-2. Please repeat behind me. Brahma Gobo Uditatyastu Brahma Gobo Uditatyustu Brahma Gobo Uditatyustu Takshakat Prana Vaplavat Takshakat Prana Viplavat Takshakat Prana Viplavat Na Samasmaho Uruprayat Na Samasmaho Uruprayat Na Samasmaho Urubayat Na Samasmaho Urubayat Bhagavate Arpita Sayaha Bhagavate Arpita Ashayana Bhagavate Arpita Ashayana. Word by word meaning, please repeat behind me. Brahma Gopa, fury of a Brahmana. Uditad, caused by. Yaha, what was. Tu, but. Takshakat, by the snake bird. Prana Viplavat, from dissolution of life. Na, never. Sammu Moha, was overwhelmed. Urupayat, great fear. Bhagavati, unto the personality of Godhead. Arpita, surrendered. Ashayaka, consciousness. Translation purport by Jingiri Sabhay Chana with A.C. Bhaktivinoda Swami Srila Prabhupada. Please repeat behind me. Translation. Furthermore, Maharaja Parishit was always consciously surrendered to the personality of Godhead, and therefore he was neither afraid nor overwhelmed by fear due to a snake bird which was to bite him because of the fury of a Brahmana boy. Purport. A self-surrendered devotee of the Lord is called Narayana Parayana. Such a person is never afraid of any place or person, not even of death. For him, nothing is as important as the Supreme Lord, and thus he gives equal importance to heaven and hell. He knows well that both heaven and hell are creations of the Lord. And similarly, life and death are different conditions of existence created by the Lord. But in all conditions and in all circumstances, remembrance of Narayana is essential. The Narayana Parayana practices this constantly. Maharaja Parikshit was such a pure devotee. He was wrongfully cursed by an inexperienced son of a Brahmana who was under the influence of Kali, and Maharaja Parikshit took this to be sent by Narayana. He knew that Narayana, Lord Krishna, had saved him when he was burnt in the womb of his mother. And if he were to be killed by a snake bite, it would also take place by the will of the Lord. The devotee never goes against the will of the Lord. Anything sent by the God is a blessing for the devotee. Therefore, Maharaja Parikshit was neither afraid of nor bewildered by such things. That is the sign of a pure devotee of the Lord. So, welcome all the devotees for the morning Srimad Bhagavatam discussion. Today we are discussing Canto 1, Chapter 18, text number 2. The chapter entitled Parikshit cursed by a Brahmana boy. So yesterday we discussed the Suta Goswami. He was explaining about Parikshit, how Parikshit was ruling the kingdom in the previous chapter. So by hearing that, all the rishis who are assembled in the Naimisharanya, they eagerly wanted to know about Parikshit birth and his activities. So now in this chapter, Suta Goswami is explaining how Parikshit born and how he get the glorious death. So in yesterday's one, it was said that his mother, Uttara. So even though when the Dronacharya's son, Ashwatthama, he wanted to destroy the entire Pandavas, the generations. So first he tried to kill all the Pandavas' sons. First he wanted to kill all the Pandavas, but by mistake he killed all the sons of Pandava, Rupa Pandavas. He killed all of them. Then he wanted to kill the son of Abhimanyu, who was in the womb of Mother Uttara. So within the womb itself he wanted to destroy. Because of that, what he did? He invoked the subtle weapon, Brahmastra. So the subtle weapon, yesterday we discussed, the subtle weapon, it will directly go to the particular target and it will destroy only the target where they are and which point they are giving. They have the revoke the weapon. So, and while invoke and revoke, it is through the mantras. So by reciting the mantra itself, they can invoke and revoke the Brahmastra. But this guy, Ashwatthama, he know only how to invoke, but he don't know how to revoke. He didn't learn that. So he just invoked the mantra of Brahmastra to destroy the womb, the fetus is in the womb of Mother Uttara. He wanted to destroy that, so that there won't be any next generation for Pandavas. That is his idea. So he invoked. So then Uttara immediately he prayed to Lord Krishna. She didn't went to, yes, that since Pandavas are there, everybody is there, but she didn't went to all of them. She prayed, Krishna, please save me. You are the only surrender. He surrendered to Krishna. Then Krishna, he took a small form and he entered the Garbha, in the womb of Mother Uttara, and he saved Parikshit. So today we are discussing. So he is discussing about Maharaj's qualities. Further, Suta Goswami is explaining that he is a surrendered soul of Krishna. Why we are saying that he is a surrendered soul? Because by birth itself, Lord taking care of him. So even he is taking care of. Even though he is taking care of the Krishna, he took care of the Parikshit Maharaj from the womb itself. So from that itself we can understand how properly, Krishna wanted to protect him. So if Krishna wanted to protect somebody, nobody can destroy. And if Krishna wanted to take the life of any person, nobody can stop. There is in Bengali, there is a proverb this thing. Rake Krishna, Mare Krishna, Rake. If Krishna wanted to take the life of somebody, nobody can stop it. If Krishna wanted to protect somebody, nobody can kill them. So this is, since he is the supreme personality of Godhead, so it is his will. So by the will of the Lord, there is an arrangement happen for him, for Parikshit Maharaj. But he got the curse from a Brahmana boy. So people immediately will think that he is a devotee of the Lord. How can he do that act? What he did, he put a dead snake. He was thirsty. He was in the roaming around the forest. He was very thirsty, and he saw the Brahmana's house. There, the Brahmana, he was doing he's in the deep meditation. So since he was a king, so he asked for water. But since the Brahmana was in the deep meditation, he couldn't hear his voice. But Vyasa is furious, thirsty. So what he did, he saw a dead snake and he put it on the neck of that Brahmana. And then he came out from the place. And the son of the Brahmana, he saw that and he was cried, okay, my father, somebody disrespected my father. Then he cursed, if anybody, who's the person who disrespect my father, he's a great Brahmana. If the person should die within 7 days by a snake bite. That is the curse he gave to the person. So this curse, the Brahmana boy cursed, the news went to Maharaja Parikshit. So Maharaja Parikshit, what he did, he didn't say, yes, Maharaja Parikshit is also a Raja Rishi. If required, yes, he already protected by the Lord in many cases. And all the Pandavas are very much attached to Krishna. He could have prayed to the Lord to save his life. And otherwise he could have counter-cursed this Brahmana boy. So Prabhupada mentioned here the inexperienced Brahmana boy. So the Brahmana boy is a small boy, he don't know anything about Parikshit Maharaj, what is his qualities, what is the qualities of devotees, because Brahmana qualities, they should always be forgive and forget quality. But he is not in that quality. So he is saying that he is inexperienced. That's why he is calling him as an inexperienced boy. So since he cursed him, and Maharaj Parikshit, how he took that? He took that as a will of the Lord. See, when Lord, in the womb itself, Lord saved him. So he aware of that. So he aware of that Lord wanted to save me, he can save me. But now the Lord wanted to take my life. So it is Lord's will. So I don't want to pray against that. Again, don't want to go against the Lord's will. So these kind of people we are calling the Narayana Parayana. Narayana Parayana means they will fully depend on the Lord. They won't worry about birth or death. If it is whatever the situation, their shelter only with the Supreme Lord. If it is happiness, distress, there is nothing. And that's why Prabhupada is explaining here. Even if they want to go to heaven, they will go to heaven. If they want to go to hell, they will go to hell. Whatever the Lord wish, they will accept that as it is. Why they are saying that? They are thinking that everything is Lord's creation. So anywhere if you go, we need to think about Lord, we need to pray to the Lord. This is Lord's wish, now I wanted to die. So that's the reason Parikshit Maharaj didn't respond to anything for the curse. So Prabhupada explaining, this is the quality of the pure devotees of the Lord. The pure devotees always in that mood only. So they won't ask anything materially for them, for their purpose. And they won't afraid of anything. So if you see the great devotees of the Lord in the historical time itself, they will always roam around all over the world. They will preach about the Lord everywhere. And they will surrender. There is a fully surrendered devotees they are. So they won't ask anything. Okay, I want to get a good shelter. I want to get a good disciples. I'm going there. I am this much big disciple of you. I'm being a devotee of you. I am spreading these nine things, so you need to support me. They won't anything. They won't ask anything. So this is the same case with Prabhupada also. When he go to America, that time also he went with the ship. He got a couple of times a heart attack. So the heart attack is very furious, very severe, because his age was 69. So it is not possible. It is not very easy for a 69 years of person who is traveling on the ship 60 days. It is not a very easy thing. And many times he got sick, and finally two times he got a heart attack also. So in that situation also he took the shelter of the Lord. There he wrote a poem. Prabhupada wrote a poem on that situation. What he wrote? Krishna, I am a puppet, doll in the hands of you. Whatever the way you wanted to, puppet, you know, right? Puppet with a rope. People used to told the stories in the olden days. In the villages also still it is there. That Katputliya will say. So the puppet, behind the screen, the rope will be there. In the front of the screen, the two puppets will be there. They will tell the stories. They will recite the stories from the backside, and they will move the rope here and there. So based on that, the puppet will show. But by seeing us, from what we are seeing, the puppet is actually speaking, puppet is doing all those activities. But behind the scene, the person is doing all those things. We see speaking and he is doing the activities. The similar way, Prabhupada told, I am a puppet in the hands of you. So whatever the way you wanted to act me, I will act. Whatever you want. If you wanted me to go to America and preach about Krishna consciousness, if there is a wish, then you save me. You will save me. I don't have bother about it. If you wanted to die, and if you wanted to throw me in the Pacific Ocean, for that also I am ready. So that is the way Prabhupada was telling in that slogan, in that poem. So because the olden days, when they are going for the ship, if somebody going in the ship, if somebody died in the ship, they won't take the dead body because ship is going months together. They can't they don't have the provision to freeze this and all. They will throw the dead body in the ocean itself. So Prabhupada told that. If you wanted to die in the Pacific Ocean itself, you want to throw me in the Pacific Ocean itself, I am okay for that. If you want to come to America and preach about Krishna consciousness, for that also I am just a puppet in front of, on the hands of you. So that is the way, that is the surrendered souls. That is the Narayana Parayana. So whatever the situation, they will surrender to the Supreme Lord. So when one of the time in Sri Rangam, Ramanujacharya was there, right? During that time, they went for a Nagar Sankirtan. So the Uchavamurti they will take and they will roam around the area. All the streets they will go, and finally they will come back to the temple. So one day they were going, and Ramanujacharya was going along with that. There was a heavy rain started. So along with the Uchavamurti, they entered. There is a Shiva temple over there. They entered to the temple. But Ramanujacharya, he didn't went inside the temple. Because he was the Acharya, he was speaking about Vaishnavism. So during that time, there is a dispute between Vaishnavism and Shivaism. So he went inside. So everybody calling him, okay, see, Lord himself, he came into this temple, Shiva temple. You should have come inside. You can come and when the rain stops, you can go out. But Ramanujacharya told, see, he is the Supreme Lord. If everything is belongs to him, he can go anywhere. If everything belongs to him, he can go anywhere. But I am like a chaste wife of my Lord. The chaste wife only will take the shelter of the Lord. No, none other than the Lord. So I won't come inside. See, he didn't went inside the temple. He was going to the temple only. By the rain only he went out. We move out. Why? Any situation, that is the, what we can say, determination of the Vaishnava. Any situation, he will take the shelter of the Supreme Lord. He won't take the shelter of any other, he won't see any other means. See, in the current situation, if somebody, even though the people we are coming into this temple, If something happened to our physically or financially, if anything happened, somebody telling, if you go to that temple and if you do some puja, some demigod temple, if you go to temple, if you do some puja, you will get it. So even though we are coming here, we are doing chanting, we becoming a devotee of the Lord, immediately what we will think, sentimentally we are affected. What you will think, okay, let us, anyway we are coming over here, one time I can go there and I can try that. The other demigod worship I can do that, anyway it is, they all are Lord's servant only. We'll turn the philosophy according to our mind. So always it is said that we are all judges for others and advocate for ourselves, right? So judge means he will give only the judgment for others. If somebody asking to us, okay, so somebody coming to us with some problems, it is the problem I had, and immediately what you will say? Surrender to the Lord. Lord will take care of you. You chant. So that is a solution actually. We will give the solution to them. The same thing happened to us. If we are put into the situation, what you will do? If somebody is saying to us, you go to that demigod, you worship that, and you do some, break the coconut, this and that puja, then it will be sad, it will be fine. Then what you will do? What you will do? Immediately we are the advocate. We will become advocate for ourselves. Okay, so one day I can go to demigods, I can do this puja, and I can come back to Krishna consciousness. So this is our current situation. But the pure devotee of the Lord, who are Narayana Parayana, they won't take the shelter of any other means. They will take shelter only the Supreme Lord, whatever the situation. So we also need to be there. We need to get into that situation, that kind of mood, so that the Lord's mercy will be there always. Yes, Lord is always with us as a form of Paramatma. He will be directing us. But He is giving the option to us, whether we wanted to be surrendered to Him or we wanted to surrender to the other means. Because that's the reason there is a test will be there for that. If there is a devotee, if you want to be a devotee, for devotee there is so much of test will be there. So if it is a pure devotee like Prabhupada, there are many tests that happen. He went through so many problems, so many obstacles. That's why we discussed 2 heart attacks. Heart attack is a very normal thing. 2 heart attacks, that is also, one heart attack at the age of 70 means it is a big thing. People can't, if they survive, they won't get up from the bed after that. But he survived 2 times, 2 heart attacks. So it is a very big thing for Prabhupada. These are the tests for the pure devotee of the Lord. So if something happened, what will you think? Okay, let me go back. I am very old. Let me go back to my home or Vrindavana. Let me stay there and let me live the body. Prabhupada didn't do that. Because his aim is he wanted whatever the order of his spiritual master, he wanted to fulfill that order. So that is the only determination he had. So that is the reason, even though so much of obstacles, so much test happened for him, he went to America and he became successful. Why he became successful? He passed all these tests. For us also, if you wanted to determine you becoming a devotee of the Lord, I want to be devotee of the Lord. As long as everything is going smooth, we will be happy. We will think that we will speak about Krishna consciousness everywhere. We will be happy. When there is a test won't happen by specifying the date. Okay, this date, this time you will get the test. It's not like a material test. Material test, there is a material exam, there is a school and college, there is a dates and timing they will specify. But here for a spiritual activity, there won't be any test. Last week I went to Pandharpur. When I come back, from the train I was coming back. While coming back, my berth was upper berth. So I was trying to get into the upper berth. Then from the top I fell down. Well, I was tired, I was sleepy also, so but I couldn't get into that. I fell down from the top. There is a slippery area, I fell down. And from my toe finger, there is a big toe, the nail got removed. The train itself. So there was so much of blood, then I cleared that. That time immediately I remembered See, yes, that is the way we need to remember God. Because I could recollect that immediately. Why Lord giving this situation to me? Yes, so many people are there. They are eating biryani, this and that. I came to take the darshan of you, Vittal darshan. I came for a yatra. Why not testing me in that way? That's the way I was thinking. Then immediately I thought, okay, this could be my past karma. Lord wanted to clear here itself. Then I remembered the situation 2-3 months back. There is a train accident happened in Orissa. So I just experienced that. Okay, how that could be? That situation, the same train accident, the two trains collided. So many people died and many people got injured heavily. My injury in front of that, it is very small. So Lord wanted to clear out my sins. This is one of my way. If Lord could have kept me in that train also, but Lord kept me in this one and He gave clear out my sins in this way. So that is the way I took it. So this is the way. This is one of the way we can take our whatever the problems, obstacles, tests in our coming to in our life. We need to take in that way. Because prior to that, whenever there is this is happening. This is the first time I remember the Lord in that kind of. I see the situation in that mood. Prior to that, whenever there is some problems in my life, why Lord is giving this kind of test to me, this kind of problem to me? Why me? Because I am doing the service to the Lord. Whatever I can do, I am doing, I am chanting. Why this kind of test coming to me? But this is the first time because whatever we are preaching, whatever we are learning, we need to apply in our life also. We are just saying that whenever test will come, you remember the Lord. Lord will give you the test and He will give you the solution also, and He will take care of you. And if you become a devotee of the Lord, you want to be a Lord, the Lord will, if there is a big problems, He will make it small. If it's supposed to happen in your life, He will take it, He will make it a small thing. Suppose if your hand is supposed to be removed based on your previous sins, because of you surrender to the Lord, you wanted to be a devotee, you have the desire to become a devotee. In that situation, what Lord will do, you will put a small scratch. So this is the way Prabhupada preached to us. So I remembered that during that situation. Okay, Lord wanted, so it could be a big problems also. My leg could be gone from there. My life can be taken by the Lord. Lord could kept me in that train where the Orissa it collided. So Lord wanted me to do something here. So that's the reason He saved me. And also, since I have a desire to become a devotee of the Lord, I have a desire. I am not a devotee of the Lord yet. I wanted to desire. I have a desire. Because of that, Lord saved me. Okay, let me see whether this guy become a devotee or not. So that is the reason He saved me. So I took it in that way. So Lord, He can remove my legs also, but because of my past sins. So because of that, the Lord gave me a small scratch in my finger. So I took it in that way. So this is the way. Whenever there is a problem in our life, we should take that as a mercy of the Lord. The mercy of the Lord. So this is the mercy that situation only we can realize the Lord's. We can realize Lord saved me. Whenever there is an obstacle will come, that time we can remember, we can take the shelter of the Lord. That time we will feel how mercifully He is saving us. That also we can feel. So this is one of the recent experience I had. So I just wanted to share with you all. Because it is that time I just realized, because generally we won't realize that. But since I started reading this Bhagavatam, hearing lectures more and more, then I got that realization. So we always need to take that as whatever the situation, it's a mercy of the Lord. So here, Parishit Maharaj also in this sloka, he took that as a mercy of the Lord. Whatever the situation, snake bite is going to happen in 7 days, that is also he took that as a mercy of the Lord. Even though he can do the counteraction, he didn't do that. He took, this is the will of the Lord, so I need to accept it. So So that is the way, whatever situation come to our life, we need to take the shelter of the Lord, and we need to take that situation as the will of the Lord, and we need to move ahead in our bhakti. Whether it is whether we are in the disturbed situation or in a good situation, whatever it may be. Or if you want to be a devotee of the Lord, you need to take all the situation as a mercy, and we need to take it as everything equal. Then only we can move ahead in our bhakti. Otherwise, we will stop there itself. So please keep a desire in your mind and life that one day I wanted to be, one day or maybe in another birth, I wanted to be a pure devotee of the Lord. So in order to make a pure devotee, that is our destination. Pure devotee of the Lord became a destination. So for that, we now itself we need to, what we need to do? We need to make ourselves progressive way. In the progressive way, we need to every day we need to take the one baby steps, so that we will achieve that. So Prabhupada told, in this very life, if you are chanting 16 rounds of and following the 4 regulative principles and doing seva for Supreme Lord, definitely you will go back to Godhead in this very life itself. He is giving the promise, and he is saying that again he said, even Lord not ready to take you, if you are following this strictly, I personally will come and take you back to Gaudiya. That's what Prabhupada is giving. Yes, the Acharya is saying. That means if Acharya is saying something, means it is not a small thing. So just what we need to do, we need to follow the regulative principles and chanting our rounds and do the Krishna service. Whatever the service may be, whatever we can do, we can clean the temple, we can preach, we can go for the Nagar Sangeetam, we can play Kartal, we can play Mridanga, we can sing for the Lord. Whatever the service we like, we can cook for the Lord. Anything we can do. Any form that should be connected with the Lord. If you do that, automatically we will become a devotee one day. So we always anxious, we are always try to become a devotee. So we are just started the spiritual school. So once we completed, that time itself we become a devotee. So immediately when you join the LKG, you can't say I am a doctor. You need to complete the schooling, you need to complete the MBBS 5 years. After that only, you pass the exam, then only you become an MBBS. So like that, but you can say that I want to be a doctor. In the LKG itself, you can say I want to be a doctor. Like that, we started our baby steps now. I wanted to be a devotee. So we are in the process. It's very good that we are in the process. We joined ISKCON means we joined a school or college where it can make a devotee. Where if you want to become MBBS, you need to join the college. There they will teach you and they will finally give a test, finally give you a certificate as a doctor. Similarly, we wanted to be a devotee of the Lord. That's the reason we joined this school, ISKCON, and we started our studies. So we should not deviate from our studies. Continue whatever the situation, whatever the test, and one day we can pass the exam, we can become a devotee of the Lord. So please aspire for becoming a devotee of the Lord and pray for it always and keep it in our mind always. Our consciousness should be, Krishna, accept me as your devotee, accept me as your servant. That consciousness always should be there. Hare Krishna. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki. Any questions, any doubt, any feedback? Is it fine? Class.